Hello all and welcome back to another video. Today's video, as you've seen in the title, is about the rat race that we're pretty much all stuck in. Don't matter which part of the world you're in, don't matter which culture is, what color your skin is, what sexual orientation, it don't matter. We're all stuck in this system. Even me, who I quit my job and left my home country a few years ago. But to be honest, even the job that I still do here, I'm kind of stuck in the rat race. It's you need this. This is the problem. You need money. And I'm quite frankly tired of having to chase this. You know, it's really messed up in my opinion. I think I only started realizing this maybe a few years ago, before I moved out of Canada. Because Canada is one of the epitomes of having to make money. And if you don't have it, if you don't have that paper, well, plastic now, but if you don't have that plastic paper, coins, whatever, your ass is out on the street. It's really, if you think about it, terrible and disgusting at the same time. We're all basically slaves. This is when a lot of people don't want to admit this, you know, but when you think about it, you're basically exchanging your time that you have on this earth, which is finite, limited, for a stupid piece of paper with a number on it, so that you're able to go and buy your day-to-day things, buy your food, pay your rent, pay your bills, all this other bullshit that you need this money for. You know, it's a made-up stupid thing by humans way back when. I believe it was created to control people. I talk about some of this stuff in other videos about control, but I totally believe this whole system was designated and designed to basically keep humans, you know, in bondage as slaves, to keep them at the top, you know, so they never have to worry about money or finances or bills or anything, and they have all the free time in the world to do whatever the hell they want, buy whatever they want. Don't get me wrong, buying shit doesn't really matter either, you know, but that's why you got these billionaires, that's why you got these people influencing the world, controlling the world, manipulating politicians, manipulating media, all kinds of stuff, to keep us down, to keep us dependent on having to make money. You know, it's really sad in my opinion, and there's no real way to break out of it unless you win the lottery, unless you get an inheritance, which is a massive amount of money. And even then, large amounts of money, like even $1 million today, is really not worth that much. Only the fact of the devaluation of currency is going on, you know, because of inflation, because of massive printing of money out of thin air, you know. It's all made up bullshit. It's all real hilarious, if you ask me, you know, that we have to exchange our time to get things, you know, when way back in the day it used to be bartering. You know, they used to do the bartering system, which I think would have been better, because if you have something, you can exchange it for something else that you need. You don't have to exactly waste all your damn time in chasing for money. I also look at it this way. I'm not even 100% against chasing after the money, so to speak. Okay, I get it. Okay, the system sucks. I don't like the system. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, if the money was at a value that is worth your time. I mean, time is precious. There's no real value, but look what the pays are these days. Look how much people get paid. Like, minimum wage is disgusting. You can't even live off a minimum wage. You can't live off of, in some parts of the world, 2 jobs. Like, in my opinion, it's absolutely, I don't want to say the R word, but it's abusing humans, okay, for their time. Their time, in these companies' eyes, in these rich motherfuckers' eyes, people's time is worth shit. It's worth pittance, okay? I don't know what the minimum wage is where I'm from, but I think it was like $16.50. You can't do shit with $16.50 per hour. And I remember way back in the day, I was making 10.50 or 10.25, and that's only about 10 years ago, or just over 10 years ago. But even back then, it was somewhat livable because everything's just going up in price. Housing, rental. Young people, I'm 40 now, but people who are a bit younger than me can't afford shit. You have to get a mortgage, which is a whole other type of prison. A mortgage. Don't get me started on that shit. But a mortgage it's just another way to trap you. You know, where if you stop making money, you're screwed. You could lose it all. You know, for not making your payments. But like I said, the only way to escape this is winning the lottery, getting some sort of a large amount of inheritance, having some kick-ass job, and you're able to save up enough money to get out of the system. And even then, everything is attached to money. Money, everything. It's anywhere you go, you gotta spend money. Anywhere you wanna travel, you gotta spend money. You gotta, like, it's, when you think about this type of system, it is so ridiculous, and it's all made up. It's all made up by somebody way back in the day. I don't know when the monetary system came into function, but it's all this. It's just, man, like, if you're making a good wage and you're able to, pay off everything, okay, maybe I can see it being fair. It's not fair. And then some of you guys will be like, well, life isn't fair. Fuck that. Life isn't fair. Okay, well, how about you pay someone a decent wage? These billionaires who own these massive companies can't afford to pay people more. Okay, it's just BS. I probably could pay 3 times more what they're paying for each person, one of their employees, and still come out on top beautifully. It's beyond me how people can go along with this system. It's probably going to crumble eventually. It's not going to last. You got the digital currency coming out. One of the best things to buy also would be like gold, silver, but even that, it's almost the same thing. It's just it's not money. It's another form of currency. It's another form of paying for shit. And if you really think about it, we put the value on these rocks, on this metal, on whatever. If you really, really think about it, outside of the realm of possibility, they're worth shit. It's worthless. You might be able to build stuff with it, or you might build it. It's only because way back, some kings or some princes or whatever put a value on gold because it looked beautiful. And same thing with diamonds. It's really worth shit. Like, if you really, really think about it, it's as worth as a piece of wood or plastic or whatever. It's only because we put a specific value on it. We put some importance on it. Sorry about my voice. I'm just getting over a cold, but it ain't gonna stop me from talking about this stuff. It's been a while since I've wanted to talk about this. I don't know how many people will agree, but it's kind of out there, but it makes sense. It's the truth, Why are we slaving about getting up every day, working for the man? Because we have to. That's why. Because we've been indoctrinated to be stuck in this perpetual prison that is Earth, where you're constantly having to go out and work for a job that you don't want to do, that you hate. You don't like your boss. You have to kiss your boss's ass. You have no choice because, okay, right, there are people who do like their job. I recognize that. But even then, if you think about it, you're still a slave. It don't matter. It don't matter. You could be an astronaut, or you could be a fucking little a janitor or something. I mean, they probably make good money. Who knows? I don't know. Probably not. Not disrespecting against janitors or any other job that people do. I get it. We're stuck to this. We have no choice. We have to keep going. I don't know what the answer is. People are gonna be like, well, then what's your suggestion? What do you think we should do? If we all band together, I don't know. We could uprise. I have no idea. Non-violently, of course, because if I say something that is, not kosher on YouTube, I might get censored. But they don't want also these ideas to be cultivated as well, because they rely on the obedient worker to stay in line and do their job and be happy and just keep going until they die, until you die, which we're all going to eventually die. There's no escaping it. So I see people, like, they work years and years and years and years and years. This is another problem with the rat race. You saved up even some money, a little bit of money, retirement age is like 60, 65, depending on where you live in the world. And then you're free. No, not really. Because your old body can't handle moving about. You're old. If you're lucky enough to get to 65 and you're in good health, all the power to you, but it doesn't happen too often these days, I'll tell you, based on the diets of the Western civilization and the stress that people go through. So you may get a good retirement, sure, okay, you retire 60, if you're lucky, 60, but most people 65. What then? What do you do? You're practically an old man. If you even like traveling, you might not be able to. So how much time do you have left of your existence on Earth? Think about that. I think about it all the time. I'm only 40, and I'm not old yet, but I'm kind of happy that I got out of the rat race system. But I'm still a little bit in it, because I do, what do you call it? I work for myself and things like that. But it's money. Everything is revolved around money. It drives me crazy. And we're all obsessed with this, chasing after the almighty dollar, or whatever currency that you have wherever you live, the pound, the peso, whatever. It's absolute insanity. And then people will be like, well, you're just lazy. You don't want to work. You don't want to get a better job. No. So you want to work your entire life? You get what? How many days off in a week? 2. Some people work 6 days a week. Some people work every day. There's people around the world who do jobs in third world countries, and they make like $1 a day or something. How the hell? How do they make it in life? How do they do that? It's countries like India and China or whatever, Bangladesh. It's so sad that we live in this kind of world. I'll have videos talking more about these topics, but man, what is going on? I guess we were all basically indoctrinated since we were kids. From going to school, they teach you basically, oh, you got to know math, you got to know all these things. What do you want to? What is your career job? What is your dream job, or whatever? Fuck that. Why are we teaching kids this? Because they need all these obedient slaves to do these jobs. It don't matter. It don't matter what job you do. You're still a slave to the system. My suggestion is, in a perfect world, and I don't want to go down the realm of having a, what do you call it, like an allowance. I forget the terminology, but it's like an automatic salary for even people who aren't working. I don't want to go down that road, because when you start giving away free money, there I go again. See, I'm still thinking in that terminology, but I think of it more like in the Star Trek terms, where we exist basically to better ourselves, and everybody is equal. That's not communism. I'm not trying to go down that way. I don't believe in communism, because that has its own pitfalls and problems. But I mean, where there's enough resources in this world. Everyone has enough. But then it comes back to the whole problem with humanity. A lot of people are very selfish or very greedy. So that perpetuates even more problems in this system. It causes a lot of imbalances and real issues going on with the financial system, and whether people get help or not. So, Jesus. I don't know how to escape it fully. I don't know how to change it. There really doesn't seem to be a better option. The only thing I can really think of is if it was fair, people were paid accordingly so that they could survive. But the problem is things just keep going up and up and up. Prices of everything. Like, I can only think of rents back in Canada were absurd. If you're spending more than like 40% of your salary, or 50% even, man, I think I was paying 55% when I was living in Toronto, and I was working 2 jobs. It was just, every year that would pass, you would see that the cost of living would just continually be rising and rising, but your salary doesn't go up. You constantly have to find ways to cut corners, try to save money wherever you can. It's just a terrible, terrible way to live life, honestly. Let me know what you guys think about the rat race. Probably a lot of people are not going to agree, and that's cool because they're all brainwashed into thinking that this system is normal and that the system cares about us and that we're being paid fairly, treated fairly. No, we're fucking not. That's why I moved to a country where there's more affordability for now. I mean, who the hell knows what's going to happen with the world economies. All I know is that getting up every morning, working at some place you can't stand, just has a real detrimental effect on our mental health. And some people like it. Some people are used to it. I don't know. I'm glad I woke up from that. I'm glad I realized that this bullshit is not, we were not put on this earth to be enslaved at these little jobs or whatever. It's absolutely terrible. And then people will also say, but who will do the jobs then? Who's going to do it? Pay the people fairly. Working at a McDonald's, these motherfuckers pay such a pittance to these people. Starbucks, and they're making billions every year after year, billions. And it's never enough for these asshole corporations. They constantly have to keep upping the ante. It's like, well, we made $23 trillion last year. We got to make $28 trillion next year. It's never enough. It's never goddamn enough for these people. Well, I think I've ranted enough. That's my opinion. Humanity is enslaved, whether you want to believe it or not. Slavery still exists. It's just in a different format. It's in a different way, So, yeah, leave some comments. You can leave some negative ones. Like the video if you really liked it. If you don't, that's cool too. But it's just what I believe, and I used to be in the system. I was a go-getter. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get an advance. I'm gonna get a promotion. I'm gonna get that promotion, a little bit more money. They give you shit. They don't increase anything. And I remember it was like begging to get vacation pay. Give me a break. Humanity needs to wake the fuck up. Excuse my language, but it gives more effect. So, thanks for watching the video. If you guys stayed till the end, I will come out with more videos about whether they're rants or just talking about it. But I'm going to try to do a video at least once a day or every once in a while. It's hard to find the time to do this. Time is precious, whether people want to believe that or not. It's the commodity that we can't buy, this time. So enjoy it. Enjoy this trip on Earth, spinning around. Enjoy this life while it lasts, because it's gonna all end for all of us one day. So thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video. Peace out.